So tonight I'm going to be doing a platinum trophy run of this game. It's called GRIS. It's an atmospheric 2D platformer with pretty visuals. It's not exactly the quickest game, but it's a pretty straightforward and short game. It's more of a puzzle platformer, more or less. It's got some interesting speed tech, I suppose, but for the most part, it's just a game that you play for the atmosphere, not so much to speed run. So to platinum this game, you will just need to collect all the collectibles and do some miscellaneous tasks at certain points in each of the chapters. We're gonna go through that. Start this game. Then we'll get right into it. I'm just gonna start my timer when I do new game. So this game does auto-save, and you do only have one save file. Just gonna hit new game and get this started. So we're treated to a almost 3-minute long intro scene that we can't skip. So you're this girl who wakes up. She tries to sing, but her voice is gone. So I guess the whole quest is to try to, the whole journey is to try to like get her voice back. And I guess try to get over the trauma that she's experienced. Now the main collectible in this game is called a memento. It's like a white circle that kind of looks like that circle that you see there that's above the staff names, except it's white. We'll see those throughout the stage, throughout the game, and the goal is to... They're optional collectibles. There are some white dots that you need to collect to progress. So it should be kind of obvious what the differences are once we come across them. For now, we gotta sit through this intro scene. Alright, I'm gonna start to do something with this character. She's gonna start slowly walking. You wanna just hold right until something different happens. When she stops being in that current pose she's in, we'll actually get the ability to walk a little faster and start jumping. Okay, so when she does that, she'll get up, and then we can start walking a little faster. So once that happens, you immediately go left, and apparently she moves a little faster when she's jumping. Also, when you get to this point, she's gonna drop down. Just don't hold any buttons until she starts getting up. And there's our first trophy, the Nile. We're gonna go through the 5 stages of grief in this run. That's the first one of them. They're just optional, obscure challenges you can do for trophies. They're not really challenges, more like hidden things you can do. Alright, so for the most part, she does apparently jump a little faster than she does walk, so you wanna just keep jumping all the time. Especially on slopes like this one. That's gonna be what most of this game is gonna be like. Keep walking and jumping. So the world right now is black and white. We'll be fixing that in a bit. So there's our star. That's our primary collectibles that we need to do to actually proceed with the game. They're gonna follow you around once you get more of them. Gonna jump here, go left. Essentially, we're gonna keep going up for this first section. There's our next collectible. So these stars are gonna try to form a bridge, but we need one more. That's what that's for. That's what that seems trying to tell us. And there's our next star. I need to go drop down here and we'll get our first memento. So that's our what that looks like. It just looks like a bunch of concentric circles. I want to go back up here and go actually climb that big tower this time. So they're gonna form a bridge, and then we want to drop down here to get our other star that will allow us to actually cross. So once you get enough stars, you can go to these points and they'll make a bridge for you automatically. You don't need to do anything special. Just have enough stars for that. Okay. So just keep moving along, and then eventually we'll get to this hand here. And then we're actually going to start seeing some color come back to this world, and we'll get a trophy for that. Here we're going to get the trophy red after this scene is done, because the area is going to start turning red. You especially want to keep jumping when you're on these slopey areas. Okay, so this is the main objective in this game. The stars that you collect will try to form a staircase on this structure. So you lose the current star stock that you have. The main goal of this game is to just collect enough stars to make that staircase, to complete that staircase. Alright, now I just need to wait this out. Jumping apparently doesn't make this any faster. Sliding is usually faster than jumping. So if you are at the point where you are sliding, then stick with it. Now you'll just fall and then land here. Keep going right, and then eventually I'll need to kind of climb up a tower. And then this is where the prologue ends, more or less. And we'll start seeing some more interesting stuff. So we're gonna get more mementos here. Just drop down. Try to go as far left as you can. Then just when you land, just keep going left. You'll get a memento for your troubles. Okay, so here's where things start getting interesting. There's gonna be a sandstorm that's gonna come about once we get to our first the building that's up ahead. And you do not want to get blown by the sandstorm, otherwise you will get locked out of the trophy. So the sandstorm just goes in cycles. Just wait this one out. Just wait for it to go away and then you start moving. It's not really anything we can do to make this go by quicker either. If you want the sandstorm trophy, just gotta wait it out. Now, if you didn't care about the trophy, you can push on a little bit further, but since this is a platinum run, I will stay in the buildings whenever a sandstorm is about to blow. Okay, so there's our first star of the area. Hello? I think my game bugged out on me. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna wait for a sandstorm to start blowing, just in case. And normally it doesn't take that long for a sandstorm to start blowing, to stop blowing. Okay, see that was a lot shorter than the other time. I don't know what happened there. Thankfully we were at the star and the game saves your progress every time you collect something. So you enter this structure and it's actually a bug that will take you to the other side. There is a memento here. You have plenty of time to go and get it. Okay, so that's our memento down. Then I have to wait here for a sandstorm to pass by. You're gonna drop down to the structure. You gotta hide here a bit. Wait for sandstorm to pop up and go away. There's a memento here, but can't get it right now because I need a power up, which we'll get in a bit. So once that's passed, I just keep moving, and there will be the power up that we need, heavy, which is essentially a ground pound. Okay, so there's a ground pound. Now you just want to go left. You have plenty of time to get the memento before the next sandstorm shows up. Just there. Get the memento. Then now you can keep going. When the sandstorm starts blowing, you can hold square to go heavy, and then you should be resistant to the sandstorm and you won't get blown away. So I just have to do this one more time, and then when I get through the next area, when I get through the next sandstorm, I should be able to get the sandstorm trophy. I just hope it doesn't void it when you quit out of the game. I don't think it should, but we'll see. Alright, moment of truth. There we go, sandstorm. We're in the clear. Now that we have sandstorm, we are free to get blown away whenever we want. And we will actually need that for the next memento. And that cracked floor is the passage to the next area, but I don't want to go there yet. I want to ride this bug. Oh shoot! What did I do? It's dumb. Okay. All right. Okay, I can get up here hopefully before the next sandstorm starts blowing. Alright, got it. There's our next memento. Then I just need to go back to the left and get to that cracked door. I can ground pound it and get to my next destination. So coming up in the area that we're gonna drop down to, there's gonna be the next challenge of the stages of grief. I have to break 3 statues that are cracked. So 2 are on the right and 1's on the left. I'm gonna take care of the 2 on the right first. And be careful not to ground pound unless you're trying to break these statues, otherwise you will void this trophy and get sent to the next area. If that happens, you can restart. You can quit out the game and restart, and it'll put you to the point before you came here, so you can try again. Yeah, it's not too hard once you know what to do. Just gotta get up here, then ground this one. There's our next trophy, anger. Alright. Up next, I need to worry about another trophy requirement. So throughout this next area, there are going to be 14 stone statues I need to ground pound to get a trophy. There's one coming up actually. So it's these things that look like a chess piece. That's one of them. There's 14 I need to do. Here's the second one. Here's number 3. Then number 4 is right here. Then number 5's right here. So you ground pound here to make this lean over. Then you ground pound right here, make this go back. Then up here's our memento. And then right here's our star. And then right here's number 6. Then right here's number 7. Then number 8. And you want to jump right all the way to the right for another memento. Then here's number 9. Number 10 is right here. So here you hold down to go to the bottom area. Ground pound right here. And I want to ground pound right here. Move it down a little bit, then jump up to get this star. Missed that jump. So go back up here. Okay. Just want to bring this thing all the way down, or pretty close to it. It should be good. Then just ride all this all the way up here. Then you can break this rock here, and it'll make some platforms to the next memento. Alright, that's all the mementos for this area. And then here's another statue. That should be number 11. At this point, we have 3 left, and they're all going to be after we get the required star GRIS. Okay, so it's a little far off. I have to ground pound this bug here. Then go to the right. Grab that star. Now we can go further up. Okay, here's number 11. I mean, not 11, 12. 13 and 14 are right up here, and they're close to each other. So just destroy both of them, and you have your next trophy. Okay, so that's done. Now I just have to go up this giant wheel to ground pound all the way to the bottom. And you want to jump over this gap because I want to go all the way up. Now we can go to the next area. So jump across these stone platforms, then you'll get the next color unlocked. Alright. Now we're gonna watch a scene where the color changes, and then we'll get a trophy right afterwards. Okay, there's the next trophy. I just need to finish sliding down here. So you want to go left this time, not right. Essentially, we're kind of going to be looping to the next, back to this structure here, and turning our stars in to further complete that star staircase. Alright, so now we're free to move again. I'm gonna just keep going left. It's gonna be a while until we get our next collectible. Just gonna keep going left as much as possible. Nice, made that cycle there. But those disappearing platforms, you can still stand on them as long as they're not fully disappeared. There's a little creature that's scared of you, but you gotta befriend it. So it'll try to follow you around from behind. Pay no attention to it. We'll actually get to befriend it soon. Get up here. You gotta wait for these things to become triangles. Then I believe right here is our first memento for this area. Okay, so there's our memento. Then break this. So here's the key to befriending this thing. Apples. There are going to be some apples that we need to drop or find and have it eat the apples. So the first set of apples are required so we can befriend it, and then after that we have to find some optional apples for a trophy. We gotta drop these 3 apples over here, and then after that when it starts going the 3rd apple, you can drop down and go next to it. Once it's eating the 3rd apple, then you'll get a scene where you befriend it. So now it'll actually show itself to you and not hide anymore. Now it'll follow you around and do things to copy you. So at this point we're gonna need to find 4 optional apples to feed it and get a trophy as your reward. So the first one's actually right here. Right on this pit there's an apple. You gotta wait for it because it'll follow you around. You need to bring it to this end so it can open the next area for you. That's 1 apple. There are 4 apples in total that we need to feed it. Next one is coming up. want to get up here. Then you ground pound this pillar. Shortly after, the apple's actually right there, right up on this area. So just need to wait for this thing to go behind this rock, then it'll magically appear up there. Then you just want to lead it right to the apple. That's apple number 2. Then apple number 3 is right here. You have to wait for it to come over to where you are because you need to ground pound simultaneously. Okay, so we're going to be, after this slide, we're going to need to bring it over to the right for another apple and the final apple for the trophy. Here's our final apple. Once it's done with that, that's a trophy. It's going to drop down a hole, so you can't drop down there, so we have to go all the way around. I believe what happens is it finds its way home, and then it's got like a reward for you, which is a star. So we have to go visit its home, so it will give us the star. Drop down this tree, and we gotta go all the way up here so we can find that creature. Okay, so it's gonna give us the star as a reward, which brings us one step closer to completing our ultimate objective. Now we'll backtrack back to that structure that we were at. This time we're gonna go left instead of right. So those blocks, they switch when you jump. We have to set up those blocks so that you can just jump from one to the other. Just jump, don't jump unless it's necessary. Then our next memento is coming up. Oh, right here, over to the left is our memento. And then up there is our star. Uh-oh, shoot. That's what happens when you jump when you aren't supposed to. Let's try this again. Okay, that's the last we'll see of that kind of block, thankfully. Okay. Now we can glide or double jump. But these ones don't change when you jump, they're on cycles. Just gotta wait for them to give you the right formation. Okay, when you go up here, just go to the right. Then there is a pot that you need to break. Release these red butterflies. The red butterflies will allow you to jump higher. There's our next memento. When you do your second jump, you can hold the jump button for a little bit and you can glide. Step one, gotta wait for this one. Okay, so you get up here, there's a floor you can break, and that's our next memento. Break this pot. Essentially, we just want to be looking for the butterflies. To help us climb this tower. And then coming up is the next stage of grief. So once you get here, you hold circle, try to sing, then you will get a trophy for that. Okay, here's a cutscene where we'll see this giant black bird. I don't know what it's actually trying to do to us. It's not very friendly. So you want to stop here for a bit. And then have it blow you to the right for another memento. This works like the sandstorm where you can use heavy to stop it from blowing you away. Then right here's our next memento, the last memento for this area. Well, not exactly. We'll get to another area. Well, the last memento in this chase sequence, I should say. So we don't need to worry about any more mementos for a while. Just gotta keep climbing. Ah, that was too early for that. Stinks. Yeah, just do that and you'll finish that encounter with the bird. Essentially, you just want to try to go near that bird. Now I just gotta get this hand and then we'll get the next color change and another trophy for our trouble. So despite the color changing, we're still in the same chapter. This is just the final checkpoint of this chapter, and there is one more memento we need to get in order to before we complete this chapter. So as you can see, the color is blue, so we're gonna get the blue trophy right after this scene finishes. Now just pick butterflies up. This time we need to keep going right. Okay, this time we're gonna deal with water. You don't really want to be in water if you can help it. At least not at our current state. We actually will get the ability to swim later on, so in that case we will want to be in water as much as possible. And swimming is actually faster than our regular walking speed. Oh nice, I made that. Cool. Alright, just gotta, you have to get on these things to get this memento. That's the last memento of this chapter. It's very subtle, but the water squares, not sure what they are, but kind of hard to see, so you have to just use your best judgment on where the edges are. I've gotta get on this one as well. That's the last of the water squares, I believe. This is automatic. It'll automatically thrust you to the right. Now here's that structure again. We're gonna deposit our stars. Okay, you can see those little circles, there's 7 of them, which means I did get all the mementos for one of the chapters. If you look closely at that, below that turtle, there's 5 indentations of circles. It means there's 5 mementos in this chapter that's coming up. Okay, I don't want to actually like drop down here because I need to do that so I don't drop down in the water. So here I want to go up here and then go as high as you can and do a ground pound so you can go through the water. Alright, go up here, and then coming up is our first memento. First I gotta get this fairly large area. Okay, you should be able to clear that if you jump off the edge. Coming up is our first memento. So I have to get on the leftmost mushroom up here, then ground. It's pretty well hidden. So there's memento number 1. Here we're going to do the same thing as one of the previous rooms. Go as high as you can, ground pound, then immediately go right when you water. Okay, so here I need to go both the left and the right side to get the stars are in here. There's a puzzle that you gotta go through. So occasionally there will be like a flash and it'll make like a statue of you. You want to be in block form when that happens. Stack 2 blocks on top of each other, then you can get up here to get this star. Okay, then you want to be a block right here. No, you want to be on the ground. Okay, so you want to do that and then get up here, be the block again, and you can get that star. Okay, swim will be acquired after this scene is over. Then after that, we'll have a lot of mementos we can get. Okay, so once you get to this point, you go right here, process a secret wall for this memento. Then just keep going down. You don't really need to do anything special, just keep tapping the jump button and you'll do this dash move. I've been told it is faster to just do the regular dash. Do that and you'll grab that star. So there is a memento up here, but we need to do some other stuff first before we can actually get it. Alright, let's go. So there's our star, that's definitely not a memento. You gotta find the red butterflies that are in here. So when you go to the surface, you can use the red butterflies to give you a bit of a boost like so. That's what the red butterflies in the water are used for. Here's our next memento. Already obtained 2 mementos in this short period of time. You gotta drop down here to the other side to get rid of this coral. Then you can bring the red butterflies up this tree. Go up here and get the star. Ah, shoot. I lost track of where I was. It is kind of hard to see where you are when this game starts zooming out. Okay. Especially when you're in the water. No, that's wrong. Okay, just want to do vertical boosts like so. Then you can get up there, no problem. That was a bit sketchy, but still made it through. Alright, so next up is the 4th stage of grief, depression. We have to go down here, hug the left wall, and then eventually we can go to the solid wall. Then wait for this to fully load in, then you'll get the trophy shortly after. Okay, so now we want to get to the hand of this statue. go to the right, and we're gonna jump up here. Then we gotta go up this waterfall. Right to the hand. Okay, so after this scene, we're gonna have to face the eel. And the challenge for this encounter is we can't get bitten by it. So if you get bitten, you'll do like a little tumbling animation. You won't actually die. You'll just fail the challenge and not get the trophy at the end. So you need to wait until the eel starts inhaling. Those bites don't actually do anything. You gotta wait for it to start inhaling and then look for its mouth to move a little bit, and that's your cue to do the dive maneuver. Alright. Should be one more. Okay. There should be no more bite attempts for this part. Now you can just keep doing the forward dives. You just follow the lights until you start moving up. Then when you start moving up, you need to start hugging the left side, because there's a memento here, right here. Then eventually you'll start going up, and then left, and then down. And then we'll have our second encounter with the eel. So eel's gonna show up, but that bite doesn't actually count. So it's gonna try to inhale you twice, and then you just gotta dodge those, then you have the trophy. Okay, should be good. Just need to have this scene finish, and then trophy should show up right after this eel is done for. Gonna do like one big inhale, but then the turtle's gonna come save you. Then once turtles finish moving, should get the trophy. Okay, there it is, eel. Okay, in this cavern there is a memento, the final one for this chapter. Just go right once you jump up butterflies, and it's right here. Ah, shit. Okay. Just ground pound when you hold the ground pound button as you're sliding down. You'll get that every time. Alright, so after this scene, we're back at the main structure. Almost done with the game. I just need to get one last set of collectibles. One last area will be done. So once this ends, you need to go to the left. Then go down here. Go right here to get the memento. So that's the second memento. First chapter, you couldn't get it until now. That's why we came back there. Now we can get up to the top of this structure, and there'll be the last area coming up. You have to have these fireflies to make the structures actually visible. Can't actually stand on them unless you can see them. So right here, our first memento for this area is coming up. There's 7 of them remaining. These illuminate this structure. Now I have to wait for this structure to fade away, then take these butterflies up here. Okay, our first memento down. So you go up here and you'll get your next memento. Alright. So this firefly won't go away unless you do a ground pound. So I'm gonna need to do a ground pound to break the base. So you do that, then you get the other firefly. Okay, so this is the main area for this chapter. The main thing I need to worry about is just getting the stars for now. This time you want to be in water because you obviously you move faster when in water than regular walking. Ah, that's unfortunate. My butterflies wore off. Okay, you gotta bring the butterflies with you. And do that. There is a memento in this left side. I need to remember to grab it. Okay, coming up is our next memento. Once you take this, you go left and should be up ahead. Uh-oh, went too far. Okay, never mind, that's good. Okay. Alright, now we got both stars. I just need to go ahead and go to the center, and that'll give us our final ability. Just sing. Now our voice is a pretty powerful thing. We can make flowers bloom, and there's also those birds that you see there, those pink flamingo-like things. You have to sing to them, to 5 of them. Well, 7 of them total, but we already sang to a couple of them in the scene. So I need to find 5 more of them and sing to them for a trophy. So now you can sing and wake stuff up, like that water skipper like thing. Alright, just wait for those 3 flowers to bloom. And there's our first star of that side. Okay, there is a memento and a bird right here. We're gonna need to sync that bird and this memento. Alright, now I just need to move left and there will be a bird I need to sync to. And then there's going to be a memento coming up as well. There's the next bird. Then when you're in the water, you need to go down for the next memento. Alright. Two more mementos left. One's actually coming up in a bit. So right up here is the next memento. Sing to this flower, go right. There's a memento and a bird as well we can sing to. Sing to that big flower and it will flood the bottom part. Now you can progress. Grab the butterflies and go up here. Okay, right here's a bird. I need to sing to it. Okay, drop down here and then you'll see the final memento. There's the last memento. There's the trophy. So all we need is the birds. Then we'll be done with the collectible stuff. So here you want to mash the jump button a little bit too, so that you don't go up all the way. You can skip having to go upside down until this last part. That is, you need to be upside down for that. Alright, now I'm gonna go down here. Then there's gonna be some water. Essentially, we're trying to go back to the center area. Now we have the last star. That should be the last star, that required star that we need. Break this. Go down here. Then don't fall down. You need to sink to this final bird. Okay, there's the last trophy for the fowl. That takes care of all the collectibles, more or less. Sing to that plant and you'll get the scene where everything blooms. Now we just need to get up there. Then go to center and sing. Okay, there's going to be a very long cut scene. Well, that's not that long, but the one coming up is. So once we drop down here, we're gonna need to go drop down and go right to a secret area. This just shows the stars getting restored and making that staircase that I was alluding to. Now the staircase is complete, so we just need to climb it. But we need to do some extra stuff first before we finish once and for all. I need to, all those mementos that we got, it's mostly for this area right here. So I come here and sing to this mural and it'll trigger this cutscene. It's essentially your reward for finishing all the mementos. Okay, so after the scene finishes, we'll get childhood. Now we just have to get up there and can finish the game. There is one more stage of grief that we have to do, so but that's pretty straightforward once you know what to do. So we're gonna try to attempt to climb this staircase, but this thing, the eel, I guess it's like our inner darkness or whatever. We still have some like doubts left in us, and then this is the game's way of telling us that we're not like fully resolved in our internal crisis yet. You just have to sit through the scene where you get swallowed by the darkness, and then we have to climb out of it. There's really not much you can do here, but just wait for it to finish. You'll see that fragments of that woman statue falling. So now we can actually do something. You get up here, you sing to this coffin. That's the last stage of grief you need to do. And the last trophy that we will get before the ending. Now we just need to climb all the way up here and then get a scene where we go back to reality. So when you get to this broken hand, you sing to it, it'll reform. Then you get this scene, which will take a while. The scene where everything starts to return back to normal. Okay, we're back to the regular world, I suppose. Now I just need to ascend this staircase and we'll be done with the game. Okay, when the screen fades white, credits will start rolling shortly after. So we're not fully done yet because the last trophy, which is for finishing the game, is not gonna pop until this ending finishes rolling in full. Yeah, overall it's a pretty simple game once you know what to do. It's not too many like complicated movement tricks. It's just that you have to be fairly precise with your movements. And then there's some little things you can do here and there to save time, but it doesn't. It's not too much, but it'll add up to more of them. Don't mess up, of course. Okay, trophy should pop any moment now. There we go. Alright. 1 hour 51 minutes. Pretty decent considering I had to quit and reload the game to that sandstorm bug. Yeah, overall I think it's a decent game to play like once or twice, but other than that it's not really something I can see myself replaying for the near future. There are definitely better games too that have their replayability factor. Yeah, that's GRIS all trophies. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back at some point with another game.